Okay, today is Monday, March 31st, and I think this is my fourth video. I did not do one yesterday, but I got right back on track. And, you know, I've mentioned it before, and it's very obvious from watching the videos. Not really very polished at this, but it's something that I really want to log and track as I progress over time. I'm doing this also with other YouTube channel that for my body, and I'll go into that in a minute. But I really want to kind of log, and this has been great because it's kind of keeping me much more accountable. Even though I didn't make a video yesterday, I definitely did all the things that I committed to when I started this. But, you know, I didn't catch it in the beginning. This has been a few months. It started at the beginning of the year that I really got into a pattern, but it's progressively gotten more disciplined, and now is where I am. The other things I do, you know, I'm working on my physique, my body health, and that's a passion of mine. That's something that I really want to dedicate to helping other people. I have always been into weight training, but I went through a period with lots of just depression and anxiety where I didn't do anything. I didn't even go in a gym. And then I would go in when I did go back, I'd go in for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, and then, you know, go right back. And I have a channel, TikTok and YouTube, and I think they're under either Jim Rhett. I know the YouTube is under Jim Rhett. My name's Rhett, like Jim Rat, you know. But definitely under like Rhett Wilkham. My wife does this too, so we eat very clean. She's an incredible cook, and everything that we eat is really, it's delicious, but it's extremely healthy. And so that's the first thing I do. But I do cardio every day. It might only be 15 minutes, but I do pretty intense cardio when it's that short. Maybe for a long walk, it may be on a recumbent bike, treadmill if I'm at the gym. We also have an elliptical here, so I work on that. Those were things that we got from a place that we used to work, well, that my wife still works. So anyway, I do that, and then of course we train at least 3 days a week. Saturdays we really go intense, so it's 1 day a week for sure that we're extremely intense, and then a few days during the week where we kind of get a light workout in. And that's a passion of mine. I really want to dedicate to helping twofold. I kind of want to have a portion where I work with seniors because I feel like the older you get, it's just more important as you age. It's important all throughout life, but the older you get, it's really, really crucial. And for me, it's been integral in my mental health. When I don't do it, I find a really sharp drop off in just my mental health. And then I also want to combine what I'm doing here with my weight training and dieting because it's a lifestyle, and I think this is a system that we have. This meat suit that we have is connected to the spiritual being that we are, and you know, it's important, I think, to focus on the entire system that we are, the gift that we're given, because they work together and they can affect one another. And as I've mentioned before, what I'm doing with the spiritual, mental side of it is, again, I wake up in the morning, I spend a few minutes focusing on things that I'm grateful for, and again, throughout the day, every time I think about it, my wife suggested that I put little reminders or little alarms on my phone just to trigger me to remember. So that may be something that I add too. But I do that, and you know, there's so much that we focus on, and that's negative. The things that we didn't do, that's so hard to get out of your head. I know for me, I have a terrible time with, you know, what if thinking, and why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Or then I see people who I'm so proud of that are my peers, and then I beat myself up because I think, well, you know, gosh, why did they do it and I didn't? I'm lucky that I'm not a jealous person, because I'm not at all. But I am very self-berating. I do beat myself up a lot for not accomplishing things that I see that are doable, because I have peers that are doing it. That's something I work very hard on, though, and trying to suppress that. I heard one of the people, either Brian Scott or I'm not sure exactly which teacher it was, Elmer maybe, Neville Goddard, Louise Hay, Jake. One of them were saying, or maybe all of them said, that when you take those thoughts in, when you have those thoughts, don't just try to squelch them, accept them, but then be gentle with yourself and say, hey, you know, that's number one, that's the past and it doesn't matter. But just because you didn't do something doesn't mean you can't. So all we have is now, and we don't have the past, that's gone. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. So all you really have is right now. And that's really what you need to keep your focus being present on. It's something I'm trying to do. So I'm doing this, obviously, making these videos. I'm watching lots and lots, and when I'm unable to watch, I'm listening in the background and really trying to absorb the message of taking the mindset of when you pray or meditate, you do it as if, and you put yourself in the feeling of already having something. I said, I think in another video, it's not an expectation that my world literally just transforms instantly. I think it is an instant transformation, but not that you look around and all of a sudden your surroundings have changed to what you imagined. That's not what I'm talking about. And I don't think that's what any speakers are talking about. But what it does do is you do have control over the things that you attract into your life. And that is something that can go either way, negative, positive, it doesn't matter, it works. It's like gravity, you know, you don't have to believe in it, but if you step off a cliff, you're gonna find out quickly that the law of gravity is real. So I do that, and then as I'm meditating, that's really what I'm focusing on. And then again, I'm reading books again. I just found a book that I'd read, I don't remember when, but it was Dr. Wayne Dyer, Your Erroneous Zones, I think is what it's called. And I saw that earlier, and I'm picking that back up again tonight. But I have a pretty good library of books that I've collected over the years. And I'm gonna really be systematic and go back through them and really focus on that. So I have a feeling that I'm getting closer and that something great is going to happen. I can't explain it, but the more that I do this, the more confident I am that great things are coming. And whether that is just an opportunity that I otherwise wouldn't have seen or recognized, and certainly wouldn't have taken action on, or whether it's actually something totally transformative that's going to happen. It doesn't matter. But one thing I am really trying to focus on is not so much not focusing on a particular way for things to happen, just that I have the vision, I have the sight to see them when they do, and then to recognize, and then most importantly, to take action on them. So again, another video that I just want to track my progress. I'm trying to keep these short. I think this one's getting close to 10 minutes, so I don't want to really have them too long. I can't imagine people wanting to watch me for that long. But I hope that maybe this is connecting with somebody. And if it is, send me a message. I would love to interact with you. And again, I don't care. You can call me a buffoon, an idiot, whatever. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to hurt my feelings. If you want to look at my other stuff, it's under, again, Jim Rhett under YouTube. And I have a ton of videos there, a bunch of stuff on TikTok. And it's really, those are just focused around training. But they're videos of me training, basically. That's it. I have some little bit of tips in there throughout the videos, but that's primarily what they are now. At some point, I'm going to start doing actual videos where I'm talking and kind of coaching, because it is something that I do have a little bit of knowledge in, and I think that, you know, I've trained my wife, and her physique has completely done a 180. She's, I think, 60 pounds lighter than when she started. Looks incredible. Looks like a fitness model right now. And you know, 3 years ago, if you'd have asked her, she would have said, "There's no way." But anyway, I'd love for you to check those out too. And I'm going to be back tomorrow, and we're going to be here. And as things happen, you're going to see it as I do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.